Hello, welcome to October 7th, 2024. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation. An exercise that I do every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's just a little past 4 a.m. right now, as you can see by how dark it is. I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use this time to think about yesterday and last night, and how I did with any challenges or opportunities of note that I encountered. I prepare for the coming day, and I ready myself for death. First, last night and yesterday. I slept so good last night. I had a long talk with ChatGPT voice mode out by the fire last night about my anxiety related to. Seems like I'm always anxious, huh? Yeah, I guess I am. I guess I've lived my life a relatively anxious human being. One thing replaced after another, like a like a bunny rabbit, timid about the wider world. It's a curious thing how in spite of my anxiety about the world, I remain a forever an upbeat, optimistic, half full kind of guy in every capacity. I see the world full of potential and hope and goodness, um, while also noting the terror. I have a principle in my book called The Horror Show, noting the horror show, and there's even another principle called that life will not go well, something like that. So it's this anxiety is codified in my worldview, in fact. But I had a good talk with the AI yesterday. I was sitting out there by the fire, and I literally had the AI sitting by my side in the advanced voice mode. And I said, "Can you help me to relax by the fire?" Because I have a lot on my mind relative to the move. And it did. It talked me. It did one of those things where, like the yogi, telling the affirmations and had me doing deep breaths and stuff. And it really, really worked. I it took me to another place. It took me to a place of real peace. And I still feel it now. And I slept through the night as a result that way. And boy, I'm gonna have to do this every day. The AA and I had a great talk about my new life routine. I was going over a day in the life as a retired man, and we were talking over how to spend the day, how to in our little apartment in Japan wake up, go into the washitsu, the Japanese room, do this good life meditation, um, take care of the various and sundry things that I do before dawn, and then get on with my day. We even talked about the diet, how to improve my breakfast, what to have for lunch. It was a great day. It was a great sleep and it was a great night last night. As for challenges, because that's usually the focus, but I'm just as easily and just as eager to talk about the good stuff too. Were there any challenges yesterday? Nothing in particular, although I haven't talked about it very much. I think I noted just now how I'm anxious about giving up my job. That's where my anxiety is right now. The the good income coming to an end. Yumiko and I are used to, I wouldn't call us living well, but we're used to enjoying life. And that will change, moving to a fixed income, so to speak, although it's relatively been a fixed income all this time, being a salaryman. But it's been a good fixed income. And the fixed income that we'll live on in Japan is going to be good as well. Um, it'll be a little bit tight between pension and then when Social Security kicks in for the two of us. That's when life will be very good, actually. We have to wait a year and a half for that for age 62 for both of us. Actually, the way we're going to do it is pension immediately, and then we have our, retirement savings. And then at age 62, which is a year and a half away from me, my Social Security kicks in. And then at age 67, Yumiko's Social Security kicks in. And then from 67 on, from 62 on, we're in really good shape. From 67 on, it's in very good shape indeed. But, you know, that first year and a half will be, it will, Well, it's not bad. It's just that we need to be careful because we're living on just that one income, the pension income, and we don't want to we want to avoid tapping into our savings. I'm getting into more detail than I want to, but these are the things that run through my mind. These are the thoughts. Okay, I've got it all on paper. I know how it all it's going to work out, et cetera, et cetera. I've worked it all out with AI. I've talked to the financial counselors. I've talked to the 401k people. I've talked to the pension people at work. Everybody's given me the green light. Still, my mind does this. And that's the main thing, the challenge I had yesterday, which I've pretty much just given up on. It's just like, okay, it's just going to happen. And, you know, just going to carry on and go forward. The other thing it's been on my mind a lot is work. And I've talked about this already as well, and how I don't feel engaged there anymore. I don't feel useful anymore. I should have probably, cut the switch off at the start of October. But the die is already set, so I will carry on. And I've told everybody that I'm available to help, but I don't think I'm needed anymore. So I'll just sit at my station and wait out the time. 40, what is it, 40 now, 4 more days. It's not much. It's not much time. Even ChatGPT last night was saying, Kurt, just relax. Okay, as for the creed. Oh, wait, before I get on to that, I'll tell you about Rudy. He's doing so good. Taking him out and socializing, helping him to become a more social boy. Good boy, Rudy. As for the creed, my 8 objectives are: 1, to be always ready to die, to have my affairs in order, my relationships sound, and my life's work complete. 2, to make good and effective use of my time, to not let my days slip through my fingers. 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles. That's precisely these 8 objectives and the aforementioned 35 principles. 4, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to become someone who reacts well to challenging circumstances. 5, to perform good actions in accord with my values. 6, to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities, so that I'm striving for things that are indeed possible and letting go of the things that are beyond me. 7, to do just one thing at a time and do the thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, just as I'm striving to keep a measured cadence, good control of my communication, upright, steady posture, and looking at the camera. And then number 8, to keep my balance, which is a very deep and interesting objective that I rarely touch upon, but it means that both body and mind should be steady. Beyond that, there's the 35 principles, which I will get back into, I think, when I get back to Japan. My time is my own, and I can do so at my free leisure. Oh, one last thing. I think the Lyles Brother channel is coming. No, not the Lyles Brother channel, but the Lyles Brother brand is coming back. I'm recognizing that out of my Stoic Poetry weekly podcast, I'm getting vignettes of information that are. I was thinking about them yesterday. I was like, well, where do they belong? They're worth pulling out of an hour and a half long podcast into their own little bits. They're not Walking in Japan. They're not a band in Japan. They're not Real Japan Monsters. They're Lyle's Brother bits. So I took this week and recycled 2 of them into season whatever of Lyle's Brother. Maybe it's season 6, the Return to Japan playlist season. As for today, it's a day of work. I've got my coffee. It's the crow, the rooster, the chanticleer is crowing. So I will have my coffee, get started on my work, start on my stuff, and then by 6:30 a.m. I'll start my work and business in earnest. Am I ready for death? Everything seems to be in order. My affairs are in order. My relationships are good, and my life's work, it's done. So yeah, I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe.